Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have another live Spectate battle. And oh man, I'm pretty late. so, um, Norscaaaa versus Dwarves. You can see lots of Chaos Marauders, lots of Famir with great weapons, kind of what you would expect. Lots of Marauder Hunters. We do have a Frost Worm with the Marauder Chieftain and a Shaman Sorcerer of Death. So you can see that cannon is opening fire. Pretty simple Dwarf build here. Cannons, flame cannons. He's got 4 miners with blasting charges up front. I love this pick. We'll do a chunk of damage off these Marauders. On the back here, just a main line of Dwarf Warriors with a Flame Cannon, Runesmith, Lord, Cheap Lord, 2 Thunderers, and some Slayers to guard the back line. Over here you can see he's kind of got an interesting synergy going. Oh, and some Gyrocopters here who look like they're going to be caught by that Cold Voider, but they're going to get away, I believe. But you can see this Frostworm does have Guardian, and then you run him around with the Marauder Chieftain, and he can do some, it can really help make this guy live a lot longer. For that Flame Cannon though, I would definitely like to see that be put onto the Marauders with great weapons, and then, oh man, this is a mistake. Look at those just volleys of free damage. Definitely good for the Dwarf player there. So you can see they're getting in. Oh, it looks like they do have something. Some shield bearers. Gehenna's Golden Hounds is being dropped. Going to do a number on these Dwarf Warriors. You can see chunk in their health. But, you know, that's a very expensive spell, and that's not a very expensive unit. So here come the Famir with the Chaos Warriors on the flanks. So we'll see how they do. You can see taking a ton of volleys. That's Shaman Sorcerer of Metal. The Marauder Chieftain taking a ton of damage. Oh man, so hopefully these Famir can get in there pretty quick. But look at those Thunderers. They took a ton of damage. So just another kind of Golden Hounds there, and they'd be pretty solid. Over here you can see nice job using these Famir Warriors to kind of tank that blasting charge. It's going to make that, because that would be so much better on these Marauders. And then nice Flame Cannon targeting here on these low armored infantry. So over here you can see that cannon is shut down. That is kind of the danger of having that in front. So that cannon's out of there. Here come the Slayers. Nice targeting there. That's all large targets there. So the Slayers are at home. You got this nice Thunder firing line, but he didn't quite have enough to cover this Flame Cannon. So this guy is going to be taken off. Then Plague of Rust coming down over here just to help these Famir Warriors take them out that much quicker. Over here you can see nice job splitting up these Marauder Hunters. You don't want them stacked on each other like that just because they will struggle to even throw. Just their axes when they're all stacked up like that. And then you can see here nice blasting charges just lighting these poor Chaos Marauders up. Doing a ton of hit point damage. And then just, man, look at these Thunderers. All those Famir Warriors, very expensive unit, already routing off the field. And you can see these guys are routing as well, but looks like dropping those Gehenna's Golden Hounds again. But now that firing line is going to shift. Luckily, he has this Marauder, this Shaman Sorcerer, who should really be getting in here, stopping these guys from firing. And then look at this, and this would be a very nice, juicy target. It's very easy to kind of forget when somebody wins a battle to re-push them forward. But you don't want to be pushing all these guys because there's a lot of range firepower here. So I would have pulled one off, preferably the most damaged one, to just kind of chase these guys. But over here you can see nice targeting with the Thunderers. And then, man, Glittering Robe coming down. So just trying to stack as much physical resistance as possible, but it's not looking good for the Leadership Corps over here. You can see a lot of these Marauders did break through, and they're getting ready to come around, so hopefully they can soon enough. But I don't know if these guys are going to last that long. This Glittering Robe will be put out of commission here soon. I would probably just actually run these guys around, as horrible as this is, and put them into melee. Just because if these guys keep having free gun range on the large targets, they're going to die. And then nice rear charge here. And again, those Golden Hounds coming down. This is such a low unit that he probably could have taken out a lot of its firing potential with that Golden Hounds if he had centered it on him. And then you can see this Marauder Chieftain is probably going to rout as it comes out, but it looks like it's going to pull away. Take that last volley, so finally realizing how much of a how in danger this guy is, and then pulling these guys away. Looks like these Famir Warriors, nice job there, pulling these Famir Warriors in to shut this guy down, pulling these guys in, and then looks like just fleeing with that Marauder Chieftain. If he doesn't die, I think the Norscan player has a chance here. You can see the Chaos Marauders, 1 on this side. Slayers are chasing along with the Lord, but that's kind of leaving all this stuff isolated. So, you know, like maybe commit Slayers to chase that guy, but you're not going to catch him. That's a hard choice. But you can see here a lot of this armor-piercing damage that is coming back. You can see these Marauder Hunters definitely paying for themselves. 56 kills on Dwarf units is pretty good. You can see the balance of power slowly shifting in the Norsca's favor. And then nice job here. Just keep those gyrocopters on here. That's perfect. So you can see they're routing him off the field. Hopefully they can kill him. I think that's really the best use of the ammo at this point. One of the terrifying things kind of for the Dwarven player here is this Cold Voider. But I definitely think dealing with that Marauder Chieftain, trying to kill him so you can just break the leadership on this guy is probably the best move. But I don't know if he can come back from this just because there's this full unit health Familiar Warrior with great weapons. You can see they're beating down on some of these shield bearers over here. Very tanky unit. And you can see the Runesmith just kind of getting bogged down. Thunderers did come back, which is good, but you can see these Marauder Hunters are kind of chasing down these guys. And nice use of Plague of Rust. These guys don't have armor-piercing melee attack, so that Plague of Rust really helped them clean up that Dwarf Warrior. Really good targeting on the spells here today from the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal. And then you can see the Cold Voider just kind of holding this down, keeping it in their favor. And then over here, yeah, you can see Broken still. Oh man, yeah. Not much you can do but run that guy off the field. Yeah. You can see now the Shaman Sorcerer is free. He's going to ride his way through some Dwarves. Just toss these guys, yeah. Now that they're in melee, look at that guy making a big circle. You can see just so much density left. Lots of Marauders. This Frostworm as well. See, yeah, he does magic attack, so you know that is also a problem. The Familiar Warrior do magic attacks, and so do the Cold Voider. So when you're going up against Norscaaaa, I definitely recommend bringing the Rune Lord on the Anvil of Doom, just because it gives you so much more magic resist on kind of your whole army. That stuff like Familiar Warriors that are really necessary to take on the Dwarves are just so much less effective. But over here, yeah, you can see this Dwarf Lord is taking a last stand against these Marauder Hunters. Oh man, Dragon just coming in here, giving 0 fucks. I'm surprised this Dwarf Lord is still around, but he looks like he does have that firing line coming back here. But yeah, it's just a little bit too little here at this point. Those Brimstone guns will do pretty well against this guy because he does have that 40% weakness to fire, being like a cold target. And these guys do fire damage. But you can see here, yeah, that Lord is going to get terrified off the field. Cold Voider is going to chase after the gyrocopters, and when you just have one gyrocopter, you can't really run from this fight. You just gotta, I guess you could, but yeah, definitely a close game. Yeah, those Miners with Blasting Charges did not do as well as I thought they would have. You can see these Marauders with Great Weapons getting a ton of kills. Marauder Hunters definitely doing work. And then these Familiar Warriors with Great Weapons helping to just, they took a lot of fire. And especially when you have a Mammoth, you need other large targets to kind of inundate with so that he can't just focus fire your one large target and then essentially get these cost-effective Thunderers out. But when you have so many large targets, it's harder for these guys to kind of take them all out, and some of them can do what they need to do. So you can see they survived. Nice use of the Glittering Robe on that guy. Yeah, you can see these Shield Bearers not getting very many kills. I'm not really impressed with this unit. You can see the Flame Cannon and the Cannon getting shut down pretty early on. Thunderers definitely paying for themselves. But yeah, you can see a lot of these Dwarf Warriors and these Miners with Blasting Charges just got wrecked. And then, you know, I like this kind of cheap Lord squad here. But I would probably just cut the Runesmith and get a Rune Lord. It's probably just the same price or cheaper. And then you get that magic resistance too. Anyways, great game to those two, and that's that.